The pandemic has drastically changed the future of workplaces across the country, especially here in California. As part of our commitment to building a better Bay Area, we're launching the KGO Sequoia Return to Work Survey Project. Our team has partnered with Sequoia Consulting Group, that's a global consulting and services company that surveyed 500 companies across the U.S. to see how workplaces will look different this year. ABC 7 News reporter Stephanie Sierra is live with a closer look at some interesting results, Steph.
That's right, Dan. A majority of those companies surveyed in this report are based right here in California. And while we keep hearing Californians are leaving the state in droves, this report suggests otherwise.
Going to work isn't what it used to be. Case in point, 300 Montgomery Street in San Francisco. On the third floor, you'll find the headquarters for Divvy Homes, a startup that helps people transition from renters to homeowners. While business is bustling, their home office eerily empty.
When do you anticipate this office will actually be filled with employees again?
I don't know if we do. We found that our employees love the flexibility. We've surveyed them, and they only really want to come into the office once or twice a week.
Tori Runzel is the head of people at Divvy Homes. She says earlier in the pandemic, the company already downsized to an office space 3 times smaller because nobody was coming in.
Have you noticed productivity improving?
We've been hitting all of our goals and really doing great as a company.
Promising results, even though most days the conference rooms sit empty. Employees even moving out of the Bay Area.
We have about, I'd say, 10 to 20% of our employee base relocating on an annual basis.
A survey of 500 companies across the U.S., conducted by Sequoia Consulting Group, found 42% are allowing employees to permanently relocate to any state. But are they really leaving? The majority, around 59%, indicated only 1 to 10% of employees have actually moved to another state or country.
So that's not actually as many employees permanently relocating as I would have thought.
Kyle Holm works at Sequoia as a vice president overseeing changes in the workforce. According to the survey, 20% of companies relocating from the Bay Area say they will reduce or adjust salaries for employees moving to a lower cost of living area, whereas 44% indicated salaries will remain the same.
That felt like a pretty strong commitment from a pretty large group of companies kind of straight out of the gate.
But the study also found only 27% indicated they would raise salaries for those moving to areas with a higher cost of living, with 37% saying they would pay the same and not make an adjustment, raising questions about employee turnover.
There's a question as to, whether or not employees will be sort of looking around. In some ways, employees probably have leverage the way they didn't have before.
Lots of leverage, especially when it comes to adapting to a hybrid work environment. Landon Hirsch, Sequoia's director of software solutions, says a majority of the companies surveyed indicated that will be the norm of the future.
I feel like less and less companies are staying with the 5-day-a-week strategy for the foreseeable future and moving towards a hybrid mix once they do return their employees.
Less than 5% of the companies surveyed are making 5 days a week the standard for coming back to the office. The focus is on allowing more flexibility. That's been Tony Huey's mission.
A lot of flexibility, I'd say. So take the opportunity to, in the morning, go for a long walk instead of that 2 to 3 hour commute that they used to have.
Huey is the CEO of Bay Area tech startup Twingate. His entire company is fully remote, which he says has helped attract quality candidates.
We've been able to bring on teammates from all over the world where if we were confined to a single location, that wouldn't be possible.
But other companies like healthcare startup GoodRx say there's no substitute for in-person collaboration. All of its San Francisco employees are expected back in the office part-time by March.
There's a certain sense for some people here of FOMO, where they want to be in person and want to be part of it.
Overall, 75% of companies, a majority of which are in California, are looking at a hybrid work model with no immediate plans to be 100% back in the office, even if it means for some,
If they never wanted to come into the office again, we'd also support that.
the office stays empty.
Now, most of the companies have indicated Zoom and other similar apps will be used for the foreseeable future. And several companies are even starting to implement programs that will help employees limit screen time to avoid Zoom fatigue. So, Dan, it's really interesting to see these day-to-day changes, but also what policies may look different moving forward.
Yes, absolutely fascinating, Stephanie, actually, to see where we are after this year and a half of COVID and where we're going. Tonight's report that you put together is just the first of several that you've done based on this survey. Look ahead for us.
Exactly. So tomorrow we'll be focusing on whether companies are adhering to COVID policies like vaccination requirements and what happens if employees aren't complying. We dig into how companies are responding. So certainly more to come.
Yeah, that's an interesting challenge in and of itself. Stephanie, thank you.